For many years before we retired, we took children on foreign excursions to Valkenburg in the Netherlands. While on these excursions, we learned that Christmas markets were held in the town caves, and we vowed that, once we retired, we would visit these Christmas markets. The caves were formed when marlstone was quarried for buildings in the surrounding area. In fact, there was so much quarrying done that there are over 40 kilometres of caves dug in and around Valkenburg. They're really impressive because some of the caves can be 50 foot high and are almost cathedral-like. Our friends John and Clive decided to join us on this trip, and it took us round about 8 hours to drive up to Valkenburg from our home, which wasn't bad really. The stalls decorated with the twinkling lights and the general festive atmosphere meant that we had a really enjoyable time, although we didn't really actually buy very much because an awful lot of the stuff that was on display there was, I'll put it this way, not to our taste. The one good thing about the markets being in the cave was how warm it was. Because the caves are below ground, they stay at a constant temperature of about 13 or 14 degrees, which is cold in the summer, but when it comes to the winter time, actually feels quite warm when the temperature outside is probably around about freezing. So it was pleasant to wander around, relatively warm and dry. Eventually we'd had enough of the shopping, so we retreated back outside and sat in the main thoroughfare in Valkenburg and had a coffee and a beer and watched the world go by.
Shall I press the button again to stop it?
For Elizabeth and I, no trip to the Netherlands would be complete without a visit to the American War Cemetery at Margraten. The next day we boarded a train in Valkenburg and, via the most efficient Dutch-German railway service, we were able to travel from the Netherlands and into Germany and onwards to Aachen, where we were going to visit another outdoor Christmas market. The Christmas market in Aachen was in the square next to Der Dom, the cathedral, and it really was great. It had a real good atmosphere, and being an authentic German Christmas market was full of character and had some really nice products on sale, and we did buy one or two things here. All too soon it was time to return home, and shortly after Christmas arrived. We went next door for Christmas Eve, for aperitifs followed by a Christmas meal. Now, unlike a Christmas meal you would expect in Britain, there was not a turkey in sight. As you can see, it's all seafood, which Elizabeth was really pleased about. For me, well, I tried one or two things, but unfortunately not my favourite, although it was Frank's favourite. In fact, everyone enjoyed it. And Ace, Alois, and even little Oceane, who at 3 years old handled her oysters like a professional. I, of course, was up to my usual tricks, threatening to pour water over people. I didn't do it though. Then it was through to the salon for sweeties, and then the presents getting open. Frank was chuffed with his whiskey. And his wife Isabel, well, she was chuffed because it wasn't champagne, it was chocolate. This was typical of a French Christmas. Christmas Eve, eat, wait till midnight, open presents. And all usually this family and close friends, so we were very privileged. Christmas Day, in actual fact, nothing really happens at all. Actually, not quite true, because for the two little foster children, Christmas still had to come with the arrival of Santa Claus. Guess who? Yep, me. I had to work hard to grow the big fat pot belly to go with the Santa Claus bit, but you have to make sacrifices. But it was lovely to see the children's faces. They couldn't believe that Santa had actually come to visit them. This is the real joy of Christmas, watching the children and their excitement at Santa Claus and the presents. Soon it was time for Santa to go. Bye-bye, Père Noël. Well, it's January the 1st, 2008, and Frank and Isabel and the kids from next door are coming in for a meal, lunchtime. And Elizabeth's very busy getting everything ready. As you can see, the table is all beautifully set, ready for eating. And here you see everyone. Frank sitting next to Elizabeth, Emma at the end, it's the youngest daughter, and Ace, Isabel, mum, and Alois, the son, he's the oldest one, and the two foster children, Tristan and Oceane. In January we drove down to La Rochelle to pick up Anne and Ken. Ken had given Anne her Christmas present of a trip over to see us, so they're able to come for a week's holiday. We had lots of fun when they came. Here we're playing a game of Trivial Pursuit. As the evening wore on, things got a little bit boisterous when we started firing. They're like pea shooters, but they fired little pellets of paper at each other. It seemed like most of the time was spent laughing. Even more laughing when we're trying to mix cocktails.
I'll put some of that one and put it in that. Because that one's a bit taller. No.
Well, that's not good, Ken, you're halving it.
No.
It's supposed to be half of that.
Cheers.
Cheers. Anne enjoyed this one.
Whoa, whoa, what a kick has that got?
Oh, Jesus Christ. That does your jaws. That. You
Yes.
swizzle that.
Yes. It is pretty good. She loves so.
Oh, that is lovely.
And Ken enjoyed this one.
I think mine was that bullet.
Oh,
Okay, well that's alright.
that is lovely.
That's okay. I'd actually forgotten it once it's the summer.
Well done, neighbour.
Guess who's just won a game of Millionaire?
Can I go to better than that?
That was good.
That was good.
That was shite.
I've reduced it like. This here costs €19. It's got under lock and key.
Is that unbelievable? Is that unbelievable? Somebody here paid €19 for cheese. Was it this man? No. Was it this woman? No. Was it this man? No. Who was it hiding down here? Oh dearie me, it's wee Wizzy. All too soon it was time for Anne and Ken to go, but not before Ken was able to go into Deuxsevres and stock up on some tobacco, bought at a favourable rate compared to Britain. Then it was back down to La Rochelle and a brief winter picnic before Anne and Ken boarded the plane back to Scotland. Here we see a sunrise, a typical winter sunrise at the back of the house. And this got me thinking about the weather. We haven't had any snow this year, but we have had it, as you will see in the next set of pictures. The main N10 close to the house. The car covered in snow. Our garden. More garden. The house. Beautiful pattern on the fence. And our next door neighbour with her skis on. But this is more typical of the winter we have had. You can still sit out and enjoy a glass of wine in the winter sunshine. Suki didn't have the wine though. Suki is definitely a sunshine cat. She won't come out if it's raining or if it's cold, but sun, she loves it. Elizabeth finishing off a lunch in the winter sunshine. Suki's favourite occupation, but the most frustrating one, is sitting watching the birds at the nutballs on the other side of the window. She was so frustrated not being able to get at them. A beautiful sunset at the end of a winter's day.